Hello there, and welcome back to Writing from Scratch with me, Tom. On today's video, I want to talk to you about something a little bit different, which is the impact of ChatGPT on the writing industry and whether this means the death of being an author. For those of you that don't know, ChatGPT, also known as a generative pre-trained transformer, is a state-of-the-art language generation model developed by OpenAI and made available for use at the end of 2022. It has made quite the impression since then, with some praising its ability and skill with English, while others have expressed concern about the potential implications that it could replace knowledge-based jobs such as teachers, philosophers, and historians. The software has essentially been trained on a mind-blowing amount of data, and can use that to generate human-like text in a variety of styles, formats, and aspects. I've played around with it a little bit and have been both awe-inspiringly impressed but also slightly terrified. To give you an example, I asked ChatGPT to make a YouTube video for me explaining why character development is important. It wrote the script in 30 seconds, something that might take me hours, and I must admit this made me a little worried. One of the obvious risks that can be predicted from this is that with a few simple prompts, ChatGPT could potentially write an entire novel in minutes. This process of writing and storyboarding and learning about writing will be made redundant in a moment, as something that takes aspiring authors years to learn could be achieved instantly. There is a risk here that the publishing industry will be overwhelmed and flooded with AI-generated books and won't have the tools to discern which is which, not to mention implications for plagiarizing as well. As Trio et al. Sets out in his paper, The Impact of AI on the Creative Writing Industry, there are many potential risks to this, such as plagiarism and the loss of jobs in the editing and proofreading industries. Freelance writers and content creators may lose work as businesses turn to AI for instant, cheap, and satisfactory solutions. For me, it seems clear that the actual biggest risk of this technology is to aspiring authors themselves. I fear that up-and-coming writers will use this technology as a shortcut to generate text, plans, and stories for their own book, rather than developing the skills through hard work and dedication that are usually required to become an author. As we've mentioned, ChatGPT depends on a massive database of pre-existing writing. It cannot create new ideas, and it cannot understand things like human nuance and emotional complexities. Authors who depend on this technology too much run the risk of their work being uncreative, uninteresting, and unoriginal. Ultimately, ChatGPT is a way that an author can become more productive by troubleshooting errors, by moving past a blockage or comparing and contrasting different ideas. It can help you summarize a complex thing that you don't quite understand and put it into words that are familiar and easy for you. But there are lots of things that it cannot do. It is not always accurate. It is not always correct. It doesn't know your personal experience, and it cannot give you lots of feedback on your ideas. It doesn't know your culture, and it doesn't know all the steps that have led up to you having your creative and original ideas. It cannot substitute the activities that are necessary to become a good, strong, successful author, because ultimately it's not you. It doesn't know you, and it cannot become an author like you. ChatGPT may be the first step in AI advancing into the world of writing, but for now, I would say that it is not going to replace authors anytime soon. I could be wrong, I am not an expert, but writing is an art and a craft and a skill, and no matter how many books an AI reads or how much text it analyzes, it will never understand what it feels like to meet monks in a river, or see my grandma at her birthday, or experience a new culture. And as you know, these are all things that are central to my book. ChatGPT cannot replicate the emotions that I've put into my work. It cannot replicate the experiences or even know about the experiences that I've had that have given me all the ideas for my book. My final message for any frustrated authors out there who are really struggling with the writing process and might be tempted to use this technology to be more productive and maybe even to write their novel for them is don't. Using this technology to create your novel goes against everything that it means to be involved in a creative process. It negates all of the hard work that thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of people have put in before you to achieve the things that they achieved and to inspire you to do the same. Using this technology to write your whole book is a cheat. But using this technology to help you be more productive and to produce more ideas and to get your ideas a little bit clearer in your head, maybe that's an acceptable approach. But that's something you need to think about when approaching this technology and whether you want to use it when creating your novel. So that's all we have time for today. Thank you very much for joining me on today's video. I know it was a little bit different and not exactly about the creative process, but I thought this was an important topic that I've seen lots of people discussing, but without really talking about what it means to be a new author and being tempted by this new technology. Thank you very much for watching, and please consider liking, subscribing, and sharing this video with your friends because it really helps the channel grow. Thank you very much.